Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Football Manager 2019 with Zebu Nation. And it's that time again. It is 2021 Champions League, and we are in the semifinals, ladies and gentlemen. Today's games: FC Cincinnati versus Orlando City, and Tigres versus Veracruz. So we're guaranteed a USA versus Mexico matchup in the final. Let's take a look at our opponent for today, Orlando City. Their best player seems to be Oriol Rosell, defensive midfielder, Spaniard, valued at $4.3 million. He's probably their designated player, but we got Champions League rules right now, so they don't really care about designated players and stuff. Although, it does seem like he's playing center back, so that doesn't bode well for Orlando City if they got their best player playing center back, playing out of position. I mean, I guess he can play there, kind of. 12 jumping reach, 11 strength, 6 foot tall, 11 heading. He's not the greatest central defender in the world. He would be a much better midfielder looking at his abilities. So a little bit out of position, but that probably means they don't have a lot going on central defense. Not really. I mean, the team all together, a lot of two-star guys on this team. So, some 32-year-olds, Connor O'Brien, taking up that defensive midfielder slot. Is he okay? Sure. Would I ever play this guy on my team? No. Get out of here. Ryan Hollingshead's in there. He's a decent player. They still have Yotun at left wing. Mijat Gasinovic, 26-year-old Serbian, paid at $5 million, making 1.2. So another designated player. He looks pretty dangerous as an attacking center mid. Who do they got up top at striker? They still got Dom Dwyer up top at striker. He's a dangerous guy. So they still have some decent players. I'm looking at these guys in their 30s, some of them mid-30s. So, these guys are on the downside of their career. This could be their last shot at some silverware here. So we can't completely look at these two stars and say they're bad players. It's just sometimes the game rates older players lower. So these guys will have different abilities. Maybe their physical abilities won't be that great, and their value certainly is going to be lower when they're older. So they could surprise us, but for now it looks like we've got the advantage. So let's get to it today. What are we going to look at? We're going to do same formation. We're going to keep our same tactics. We have had a lot of injuries and stuff like that. So, I thought about changing tactics, but, it just wasn't worth it. You got to stick with what you know sometimes and just, make the best of it. So that's what we're going to do today. We'll look at the injuries here in a minute. Match preview, Orlando City, Cincinnati. Let's check it out here. We are 6-4 favorites over Orlando. We have won 5 of the last 6 meetings against them. We got their number. We are in Orlando Stadium for the first leg. 24,000 out of 25,500 sold, so it's nearly a sellout. Wet, gusty, 66 degrees. George Antonio Perez Duran is back as referee. 2.1 yellow cards per match. Got to watch that. Jordan Hasselbeck is their coach. No, Jay Hasselbank. Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank. He's been a coach lots of different places. Northampton, QPR, Burton, Antwerp, Nottingham Forest. He was just a coach. Played for Cardiff. Amongst many others. So this guy, he's Dutch. He's got a long tradition in the football, but you know what? We have no relationship with him. Never played this guy. It's a new start for him at Orlando. So let's see what he's doing. Let's see what he's all about. So we got to have an interesting bench here. We've got Hembut on the bench, St. Duke, Kiri Shelton, Richie Salvador, Patrick Lee, Clute, and Hudson on the bench. As I mentioned, we have had some injuries. Get the medical center right now. Luis Philippe, Jeff DeVries are out. Look at all these guys coming off of injuries. Acosta, Alashi, Aguirre, Jake Wadey. Everybody coming off injuries. So, got an interesting team out there for today's matchup. I think we can take Orlando, but, honestly, this is the strongest team we can throw out there, so hopefully it works. They do have Hanan in goal, so that's good for them. Barrios Nuevo. There's Rosell playing central defense. He is going to play central defense for them. So Fletcher, Hollingshead, O'Brien, Roberts, Yatun at left wing. Gasinovic and Dom Dwyer up top. So the 4-4-1-1. We'll see if we can stop that. Sometimes this formation gets me because they get the ball up top to that lone striker, and he does some damage, but we'll see if we can stop it. So, the guys who are going to try to stop it, we got Stefan in goal, Nuhu and Blackman at the fullback positions, Glad and Richards in central defense, Alashi, defensive midfielder, Akechi back in the midfield, Przbilko back on the left wing as the wide target man, Crispum in the middle, Sonora and Adi up top. You saw those guys we had coming back from injury, so we keep Crispum in there. He's been playing pretty decently. And, Acosta is just not fit. Also, Acosta's not even registered for Champions League, so couldn't play him if we wanted to, honestly. Opposition instructions. Boop, 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 boop. Right back, center, mid. Okay, let's go. Tunnel talk. Adi takes the captain's armband today. Yes, sure, why not? Send the assistant. Here we go. Purple wall in effect there somewhere. Here we go. So this week was first weekend of MLS action in the real season. Made sure to watch several games and went out and got ESPN Plus. It was a good opening weekend. Some good games. Our boys at FC Cincinnati didn't fare too well. They got thumped by Seattle, but Seattle looked pretty good. And also, what's funny to me anyway, and maybe funny to you, is that the FC Cincinnati pulled a total FM move where final preseason game, like all preseason, they've been running a formation of 3 at the back. Now here we go, throw in. Near side, Nuhu. We are in the whites. They are in the purples, of course. Hollingshead steals it, but it goes back to Nuhu. Alashi centers it, or Akechi centers it to Alashi. Out wide to Blackman. Sends one in. Przbilko looked offside, and he totally was. Yeah, so FC Cincinnati, they've been playing 3 at the back all preseason. Then they get beat pretty bad in their last preseason game, or at least the coach doesn't like what he sees. So the week before the first game, he switches to 4 at the back. He switches to a 4-2-3-1. And that's something that you would totally see an FM coach do. So it's interesting to see a pro coach do that. Here's Gasinovic. And a weak shot. Stefan stops it. It showed. It showed that they switched their formation, or at least it showed the guys weren't comfortable. Something happened out there. And FC Cincinnati looked not quite ready to play. They did get the first goal of the game. It was a pretty spectacular goal. But, the rest of the game, just once Seattle cranked up that pressure, there just wasn't anything they could do, especially in the middle of the field. I don't know that Corbin Bone, their attacking center mid, is really the guy you want out there. I understand the sentimental value of him out there. We played him in our first season, but he's just not... He's not up to MLS standard, and it showed. He was nowhere to be seen during most of the game. So, FC Cincinnati has some stuff to work on. Here's Przbilko. Can't win the header. That was a terrible highlight. Are we going to get a throw-in out of that or something? No. Now, the best team I saw over the weekend was DC United, surprisingly. They looked really good. They beat Atlanta United 2-0. Dominated the game. Their counterattack looks really deadly. Here's Yatun with a corner. Far side. Missed header by one of our players here. Who was this? Akechi missed that? Or was it Sonora who missed it? It is Sonora. Missed that header. Jasinovic gets the home goal. Orlando's home, so it's not terrible. Yeah, I think DC United looked pretty strong. I mean, they ended last season pretty strong. They went on a winning streak that got them into the playoffs, and it looks like they're continuing that form. And they're a team, you know, I think it was a theme that I noticed this weekend was teams that had kept their players together, that had kept their roster together, coaching staffs, all that stuff, they looked more ready to play. I mean, it might sound obvious, but the teams that didn't have to make a lot of changes, didn't bring in, you know, didn't disrupt the team, they just played better opening weekend, from what I saw anyway. LAFC played pretty well. I saw the LA Galaxy game. There's a shot over the goal. I don't know about LA Galaxy. They got issues going on there. They did manage to win, but it was sort of a lucky Zlatan header. You know, he was just there prowling the back of the net and managed to get a rebound. So I don't know how impressive they really looked. Yeah, you know, I like LAFC in the Western Conference and Seattle, of course, and I like DC United in the Eastern Conference. All right, halftime here. We're not going to say much. Dressing room. Let's be assertive. Let's much better showing in the second half. Start second half. I didn't see a ton of Eastern Conference games, and it was kind of surprising that Toronto won and won handily, 3-1, after their showing in Champions League, where they got put out by Panamanian side. So the fact they were able to come back and play very well was interesting. I didn't think they were going to be a good team this year, but it looks like they will be. You know, they lost Giovinco, but maybe they're going to replace him with you know, some younger players. We'll see. I didn't see the game, so I can't really give a great report on that. Same with Montreal. They won, you know, so that's an interesting top three in the Eastern Conference. There's a header, Glad to Przybylko. Przybylko looked like he just sort of chested that one in. We get the tire. The tire? We get the tying goal. I don't know what I was trying to say there. But anyway, here's a catchy to Glad on the far post, and then Przybylko just sitting there. I mean, it looked like it almost bounced off him. He didn't even see it. But anyway, he directed it in the goal somehow. We tied it up. There we go. Yeah, Montreal, I saw the highlights of that game. They looked pretty good, but again, it was just the highlights, so I can't give a full report. What other games did I watch? I watched 3 or 4. FC Dallas, they got a draw against New England. That was not a great game. Ooh, Akechi's looking like he might be injured. Oh, this is second half. All right. We're going to make some subs here. 77 minutes already. Bring in Richie Salvador. Move him down to central mid. What else do we got here? Ooh, Crispum's playing poorly. Let's bring in St. Duke. Sure. Could bring in Shelton for Sonora. Nuhu's tired and has a yellow card. I think we'll make our infamous third sub here. I haven't done this in a while. You know, I see a lot of people who play FM on YouTube always making the 3 subs, you know, like at the same time. I've kind of stopped doing that in recent seasons, just making 2 subs, you know, if necessary during a game, because my teams are pretty fit usually, so I don't have to make fitness subs quite as often, but yeah, looks like we're going to end with the 1-1 draw. Got a lot of motivated boys out there, so I don't really need to say much. 3 minutes of stoppage time. Minute left. 30 seconds. 30 seconds overdue. St. Duke sends one back post. Richards is there. And they're just going to blow the whistle. Richards had one last shot at it, couldn't get there. We had 13 shots, 5 on target. Not great. I mean, not terrible, but could have been better. Both teams had 17 fouls, so it was kind of a rough game. But we got the away goal, so that's what's important. And we're going 1-1 back to Cincinnati. That is fine. Who played well? Justin Glad played well. Przybylko played well, even though he didn't get a goal or anything like that. He still played pretty well. He has been playing well at that left wing. I mean, he's not going to replace DeVries or anything like that, but you know, in a pinch, he gives us something at that left wing. So Orlando holds out for the draw. That's fine. So we're going to pause it here, come back for the second leg. Okay, we're back for the second leg of the semifinals. Orlando City versus FC Cincinnati. Now let's see latest results. Tigres 3-0 over Veracruz. So it looks like we're probably going to be facing Tigres in the finals. It's no surprise, so let's get to the match preview. Evens is the odd. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I meant. Anyway, 24,564 fans, nearly sold out. Probably be sold out by game time. 59 degrees and breezy. That's a pretty nice day. Nice spring day, sure. April, spring, sure. Let's see. We have won the last 5. I mean, we went over all this last game. Should be no surprises here. So let's just go. Let's get to team selection. A little bit of a different bench. We got Kiri Shelton, Patrick Young's our draft pick. On the bench, St. Duke, Salvador Lee, Clute, and Hudson on the bench. No problems there. Let's just get to the matchup. And there's not a lot of surprises here. Stefan, Nuhu, Richards, Glad, Aguirre on the defense. Lashe, Akechi, Przybylko, Crispum, Sonora, Adi, same lineup as last time. They look like they also have the same lineup. Yes. Why would you change anything? It was a 1-1 draw before. Whichever team gets lucky, I guess, will come through. We'll see. Close down on that guy. Yeah. Okay. I guess Ryan Hollingshead's out. I don't care. Let's go. All right. FC Cincinnati Stadium. Gonna be rocking and rolling. Let's go, boys. We are, of course, in the blue. They are in the away whites. Thompson, a little bit unmolested there. Let's close down on him. I don't like this. Yatun is going to get a corner right off the bat. 18 seconds in. And they get their first highlight at 33 seconds. So they wasted a lot of time for this corner. Yatun sends one in. Glad heads it out. O'Brien chases it down for Orlando. Gets it back out wide to Yatun. Great tackle by Aguirre, and he ends the highlight. Ends the attack. Ends everything. So Roberts and Gacinovic are a little bit tired for them. Our team is nice and healthy. We rested everybody. We had a game in between here and there. But I rested everybody, so it's no problem. I mean, I guess we do have Aguirre in the lineup instead of Blackman. Aguirre played in the last game. And we'll see if he makes a difference. He made a difference right there. Great tackle. Stefan bounds one downfield to Adi, who wins the header to Sonora. And we start the attack. Crispum, lots of room. Defense giving way. Oh, he goes right past the defense. Can't get past Hanan in goal. But that was a great move, and the defense just parted like the Red Sea. Here's Akechi. Sends in the corner. Nope, it's headed out. Looks like Adi cannot chase it down. Dom Dwyer beats him to the ball. And our highlight ends. All right, so it's pretty even. Both of us had some corners. We had the one attempt by Crispum. Here is Nuhu with the throw-in. Near side gets it to Akechi. Akechi crosses all the way to Sonora. Oof, Valashi with a shot just wide. Now I gotta wonder if post-patch there's going to be less long shots. You know, our scoring has gone down since the patch. I don't think we've had any big-time scoring games, so maybe they'll make defense a little bit stronger going to the second half of the year. I don't know. We'll see. Just in the small sample size we've played since the patch, it does seem like scoring has gone down. So they might have tweaked the long shots, tweaked the free kicks and stuff like that. Przybylko is injured. The one place we can't take an injury is left wing. What sort of injury is it? Potential thigh injury. He's getting healthier. We'll let him go till halftime. You know, every left winger we've got is out. Wade's out. De Vries is out. And now Przybylko is injured. So experimented with St. Duke there. We could put a Catchy up there. I mean, he's our only other natural left winger. Put a Catchy out there. We can make... yeah, he can play a winger. That's fine. And then we can bring in Richie Salvador in the midfield. He's a good, solid replacement. We know what he can do. He can play that center mid. We can move him to attack if we need. But, yeah, that's fine. All right, here we go. Pep talk. Assertive. Played well, but there's room for improvement. Okay, Crispum. He of the yellow card. See what we can do. That was a quick first half. We'll see if the second half can, garner some kind of results. If it stays as it is, we move on. Because we've got the away goal. So if it's a 0-0 draw, here's Dom Dwyer on the move. Beats one defender. Nice tackle. Nice tackle by number 99. Akechi gets it to Richie Salvador. Plenty of space. He's double covered, but great pass to Crispum. Crispum again with lots of space. Gets around defender. He gets to the magic spot and scores. It's the magic spot. What can I say? It's the right-hand side of the penalty box. Crispum. Just look at that. Acres of space. Gets around the defender and bam. Sneaky shot. I mean, it looked like the keeper should have been there for that. I don't know if he slipped. I don't know if he's just that slow of foot. But, I mean, that was short side and he was already there. It wasn't like he had to lunge for that one. He should have been able to make that stop. Yet. He did not. They mentioned in the patch notes that they were going to fix some of that stuff, but they specifically mentioned on free kicks. Oof, Yuri, just wide. They didn't really mention in normal course of play that they were going to fix the sort of truncated dive that a lot of the goalkeepers do, so maybe it was just for penalties, but I don't know. The patch notes did mention a lot of fixes for goalkeepers, you know. First and foremost, of course, is the goalkeepers turning their backs and, you know, letting back passes go in. So hopefully, you know, we see no more of those, or at least very rare those happen instead of, you know, once or twice a season. It seems like they happen every season. We shall see. Lucas Crispum's got the yellow. Akechi the yellow. Crispum is playing well, though. 8.3. 79 minutes down already. Ketchy's tired and yellow, but I can't really take him out. I mean, we could put St. Duke in there perhaps, but I don't really want to do that. I will do this. Kiri Shelton for Sonora. Yeah. Shelton's a little bit better of a defensive player. 3 minutes of extra time. Here's a catchy with free kick. Gets it on target, and that seals it. A catchy. Trying to repeat as player of the year. MVP. That's what the crowd is chanting. MVP. MVP. Nice goal. Hanan could not get over there and stop it. 1 minute to go. Looks like we're moving on for the big game versus Tigres. Richie Salvador gets destroyed in the midfield. De Silva trying to do one last attack. Gets it to Yatun across midfield. 40 seconds to go. Rangel gets the shot off wide. A lot of away fans. I mean, the whole stand is full. Looks like we're going to get a corner out of that. Yeah. 20 seconds overdue. Here's a catchy. Sends one in. Headed out. Adi chases it down. Still no whistle. Richards made some good defensive plays this game. There's a tackle. Highlight still going. Richie Salvador. Is he going to take a shot? No, he's going to get pressured. Drop it back to Nuhu. No whistle. Where is the whistle? Coming up on a minute overdue. Crispum to Adi. He's got Shelton breaking free. He doesn't pass it to him. And there's the steal. Dom Dwyer. There we go. They waited until Orlando stole the ball. What was that? What was that? Again, a lot of fouls this game. We had way more shots. 27 shots this time. They only had 6 shots and only 2 on target. Defensive masterpiece. 2-0 shutout. Crispum with the goal. Akechi with the goal that sealed it up. Excellent game. Excellent results. Now we will move on to the Champions League final. Cincinnati win the NACL semifinal. Przybylko injured only for a day, so that's fine. Let's see who we know who we get, but let's just make it official here. I mean, I guess they could come back and, like, pull the upset of the century, win 4-0 in the second leg, but I highly doubt it. Okay. Let's see. Where's the announcement? Come on, boys. You can do it. Philippe, New York scouting report. Did I miss it? Did I miss the scouting report? Competitions. Champions League. It still says Tigres or Veracruz. So did they not have the game the same day or the day after? There it is. So the game is today. Let's go. Come on. Vancouver 1-0. There we go. Cincinnati to play Tigres in the final. Let's do a little sneak preview. Tigres, we know next to nothing about them. At least about their team this year. Got a big squad as usual. Alfonso Blanco in goal. Yeah. Looks like they're doing pretty well this season. They've played a lot of games this year. But, that's that whole, like, first stage, second stage thing, opening stage, closing stage. So they're basically playing all year round. Let's see how they're doing in the closing stage. They are currently second in the closing stage. Is there an opening stage we can look at? No. Come on. Here we go. Where's the opening stage? First division, opening stage. Cruz Azul wins it over Pachuca. Tigres, 11th in the opening stage. That's a shocker. You know, how come some of these other teams, you know, how come Pachuca and Pumas in America don't make it in there anymore? I don't know. Cruz Azul and Santos Laguna, they won the opening stage. Huh. Anyway, neither here nor there. We'll come back. Next episode will be the quarter season MLS update, because we played a lot of games between the last time we checked in with MLS. So that'll be the next episode, and then we'll get back to Champions League. So until then, we'll see you later. Bye-bye.